What's going on, y'all? It is your boy JoezMcFly, and welcome to JoezMcFly TV. Today we're going to talk about this offseason and the Yankee offseason and lack thereof, bro. We're going to talk about some of the news that happened last week. I don't even want to call it news, right? Like, should we even call it news? Should we even call it news? I don't think we should call it news. It's like, it's more rumors than anything else, and we'll put like some validity on it, and we'll see what has fire or what has smoke and what I think. And Yankees got us in a weird spot because there is no movement. All the Yankees have done is sign minor leaguers. Maybe they're gonna win the minor league championship. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe they're just signing up a lot of these minor leaguers and things like that because of the World Baseball Classic, just to be able to fill up with bodies. Maybe they'll hit on one. I don't know. Do you think that they'll hit on one? I don't know. Guys, like always, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna come out with more regular uploads like this, where I'm gonna be talking about the Yankees. Pinstripe Sean podcast, me and Chris are working on bringing it back, where we're gonna go ahead and talk about it, but I still need to do some videos just talking straight to you guys, you feel me? Because I feel like I don't do that enough, but I'm going to start because fuck it. So let's go ahead and just start real quick. I'm just gonna put that out there. The Yankees and Cody Bellinger are apparently at an impasse, okay? A situation in which no progress is possible, especially because of a disagreement or deadlock, okay? So that's what that means. So the Yankees are apparently have offered a 5-year deal to Cody Bellinger worth about $156 million, which is actually not a bad deal. I still think it's an overpay, but I think it's more the 5-year side of it. I mean, you're looking at 156, 5 years. I mean, $31.2 million a year for Cody Bellinger. Age 30, I think that's good. You know, get him through the age 30 season. Then I hear that Cody Bellinger wants 7 years. Now, should the Yankees do a 7-year deal for Cody Bellinger? No, they should not. And I think that the Yankees don't want to go to 7, and the Yankees are looking around and like, why should we go to 7 when there's nobody even out here for 5? And right now they're at that impasse. They're in that in-between area. So ultimately, who's gonna cave? We don't know. A report also came out that the Yankees are operating as if Cody Bellinger is going to sign with another team, that they're already looking at other options. Is that actually legitimate, or do the Yankees feel like, hey, let's just put that information out there, see if it makes them budge a little bit or want to come back to the table and talk? I think it could be a little bit of both. I think the Yankees are comfortable at 5, really comfortable at signing him for 5 years. I think that who's gonna cave in? I think maybe they'll settle on 6. I'm not happy about 6 either. I'm open to it. I'm not happy about it. Now keep in mind, you gotta think about this from the Yankees perspective. I'll look at both perspectives, right? Just to put that there. The Yankees are looking at it as like, yo, first of all, yes, you had a good year last year. You were really good. The ballpark treated you really well. We want you here because we think you fit the ballpark and our lineup really well. Aaron Judge protected you really well, and you had one of the best seasons you've had in a while. Yankees are also looking at it as like, hey, before we got you, the Cubs like got rid of you just for a salary dump. They just wanted to salary dump your ass. And I get it, you know, they're not, you know, being unfair. Ultimately, I think that what happens is they sign at 6. Yankees are not happy about it. Cody's not happy about it, but they'll make that, or there'll be some sort of option in there or something that'll trigger a 6-year, you know, something like that. But I think 7, you should 100% walk away if they're gonna go ahead and say 7. And again, this isn't my money. This is the Yankees' money. These are the Yankees' years. The way I look at it is like, I don't want anything that would impede progress later on in the future for the New York Yankees. And if nobody likes the end of contracts anyway, none of them ever work out toward the end, it's only the beginning that you're really paying for. If the Yankees are willing to take on that extra year, you know, push further on that 6, then maybe. But Alex Bregman signing with the Cubs does a lot. There's a lot of moving parts. That brings me to my other part.
Right, so since I've gotten home, a couple of updates have happened. Yankees had their hot stove and Jack Curry was talking. You guys already know. Jack Curry speaks. I listen. Jack Curry kind of walked back the impasse thing. He said that it's more, like, it's fluid. They're still going back and forth, but believes that the Yankees are standing firm and where their number is or years and things like that. Other reporters have come out and said that it's basically the years that they're disagreeing in. It's more of a disagreement Both parties are talking to other people as well. Yankees did meet with Harrison Bader, is amongst the free agent outfielders that the Yankees have checked in on, as per Jack Curry, and that the Yankees have not cut off talks with Cody Bellinger, but that they're currently budging, like I said a little bit earlier, on the offer of the 5 years, 150 million range. So that's where they're at with Cody Bellinger. Jack Curry also said that the Yankees have checked in on Kyle Tucker and Bichette, but Curry believes that other teams are more interested in those free agents. And Curry also said that the asking price for Nico Hoerner is very high, mainly because the Cubs shouldn't trade him. One name that was mentioned by John Heyman as an alternative is that the Yankees are also looking at Luis Robert Jr. to play in the outfield if they were to lose Cody Bellinger. So those are the up-to-date deals. All right, back to the video.
Bregman signing, and he signed with the Cubs. Did not sign with the Red Sox. If anything, that could put a little bit less pressure on the Yankees because the division rival did not retain a player. The Boston Red Sox, who were fighting with the Yankees in that play-in series, are now a weaker team. They don't have Bregman on there. What it must be like to be a Red Sox fan, I can't even imagine. You could have had an offseason where you have Ketel Marte, Bregman, Roman Anthony on the team, and now you don't have anything because the Arizona Diamondbacks took Ketel Marte off the market. And if you want to go further back, if they would have kept Devers, along with re-signing Bregman, along with Ketel, if Red Sox would have been a bomb squad, but they're not. I'm happy about it, but man, they must be pissed off. Oh well, that's none of my business. Alex Bregman going over to the Cubs. One, he's leaving the division, a guy that is very good, leaving the division, that's a plus. Also, does that make any of the other Cubs available? And I talked about this in a short that I made. And again, I want to preface this with saying I don't think that the Cubs are going to do this. At least I think that they would be crazy to not do this. I mean, to do this just to try to dump salary, which is weird. If you're going to sign Bregman, why would you then start to look to shed salary? It feels like a robbing Peter to pay Paul situation. The Yankees should call, and they probably have, call the Cubs about Nico Hoerner, which would fit the Yankee profile so well. I mean, he's a right-handed hitter. He can play many infield positions, at least three. He can play second base, mostly. Very good defender. Second base, he has played third base, can play shortstop as well. Has those things. In the past, he's played some outfield, but that's not, what the Yankees would want him for. The guy is a contact bat, doesn't strike out. He kind of fits the profile that Cashman says that he would like to remake the team after. Talked about that earlier in the offseason where he said, I think we're too left-handed. I also think that we're too power heavy. We need some more contact. We need to change some things to make our team more dynamic. I think that would be great. Obviously, I mean, the guy is a 6B WAR player. Of course you would love Nico Hoerner. But he would cost a haul to get. What you would have to pay to be able to get Nico Hoerner, you would not be happy to give up. He is a rental in the sense of you just get him for one season. He's a free agent after this year. And you could look into re-signing him, but the guy is a better version of what Ernie Clement is. I like him. If you can get him, get him. But I don't see that happening. I don't see the Yankees acquiring Nico Hoerner because I don't think that the Cubs are stupid enough. They just had a phenomenal week. They had a Cubs Day, I believe, where the Cubs were really excited. They just got Edward Cabrera. They just signed Bregman. Why would you give up a guy that's the nucleus to the team in Nico Hoerner? Pitching-wise, last week after the Yankees lost Edward Cabrera, they're not going to pivot, I believe, to maybe Peralta and try to acquire that pitcher, who I think the Milwaukee Brewers are going to trade. Now, he was really good last year. I mean, he had 5.5 WAR at a 2.70 ERA in 33 games. Looked really good in 176 and 2/3 innings and over 200 strikeouts. I would love him on the squad. Now, he's another guy that is a free agent after this season. And the pitching market right now is expensive. Edward Cabrera, for what he went for, I mean, he took the Cubs' top prospect, Now, he did have about 3 years of control, but I don't think he's as good of a pitcher as Freddy Peralta is. El Dominicano de Moca, Freddy Peralta, who's looking for a payday, would be a great get for the New York Yankees. You could put him in that rotation. He would definitely hold the fort for the Yanks for when Gerrit Cole and Rodon come back. And it also gives you some insurance in case there is a injury in spring training. If you can get him, get him. Now, the asking price is said to be high. I think that a lot of things are interconnected. I think that whether Peralta comes to the team or not, I think the Yankees could be more aggressive if they don't sign Bellinger versus if they do. I think the Yankees could still, there's still a universe where you could still bring in both, right? But after you just lost a big piece, I think that'll be like, hey, let's go really big. Let's swing really big at a starting pitcher and then try to maybe figure other things out on offense. If you do lose Bellinger, I don't know if you want to pick up the phone and call the Guardians and say, hey, let's talk about Kwan. And put Kwan, bring him in, put his elite defense at left field, and then put him at the top of the lineup. That would be great. I would love that. And then trade for Peralta as well. That's a lot of trading. That's a lot of pieces you're giving up. It might be what you need to do. And again, those would be 2 rentals. And then there's the Bichette situation. Now, last week, it was speculated that the Yankees checked in on Bichette, and I think the Yankees check in on everybody just to see, just because you never know. What if the player says, I'm willing to go over there for peanuts? And whatever, you bring them. I think the Yankees check in on everybody. Bichette last week was like the talk. And of course, you can always think about a whole scenario where you can be able to bring in Bichette, who's a great bat, an elite level bat, and you can put him with Judge. You can put him toward the top of the lineup, and he's a guy that doesn't strike out that much, and he's a younger guy that'll be with you for a while. Would that mean you trade Jazz? I think that there's a universe where you can keep both, but it gives you some security in case Jazz leaves next year, or in case you don't re-sign him. So that's fine. I like it. You couple that, and you have Kwan at left field. That might look good. And maybe that is the plan B when it's all said and done, if Bellinger does go to another team. So I'm really open to that because it would make the team overall very balanced. Now, I do think that, are you going to put Bichette at shortstop where he's defensively not that good of a player? Or he looked really good at second base, and a lot of people profile him as a second baseman. And apparently the Yankees do look at him. They look at him as a second baseman. But Jack Curry got on Yankee Hot Stove, and you guys already know. Y'all know my saying. When Jack Curry speaks, I listen. Okay? You'd be a fool not to. When Jack Curry speaks, I listen. And apparently he says that that would be a tough marriage to make. To be able to bring in Bichette, he just doesn't see it happening. So if Jack Curry doesn't see it happening, I don't see it happening. Freddy Peralta, I think, is a possibility. I think the Yankees may go elsewhere, but things are not that exciting in Yankee land right now. Yankees did settle all of their arbitration cases. And that's good. That's awesome. Volpe settled for under slot value, which is good. Happy about that. But where do we go from here? What are the Yankees going to do this week? They've done nothing. This has been an absolute dog shit. Offseason has been really bad. It's been a slog. It's been a, hey, we're just going to wait for Bellinger situation, and that's it. Yankees have done nothing else. Maybe Bellinger, how about a thought? Maybe Bellinger will have more urgency to sign if the Yankees look like they're moving. And I don't know, once again, I don't know. I'm just a Yankee fan. Maybe Bellinger would have more of a, hey, I need to sign with them if they're making other moves, if they're bettering the team in other areas as well and saying, hey, we'll sign you. Our deal's still out there. We're taking care of business. Look how good the team has gotten. If you come back, the only people that I see as a threat, quote unquote, for Bellinger would be maybe the Mets. On a lower scale, maybe, I don't want to say lower scale, the Toronto Blue Jays, even though I think the Toronto Blue Jays are more of a Tucker vehicle. But who else? Maybe some West Coast team. But it seemed like he liked it here in New York. Seemed like he liked hitting with Judge. He had one of his best seasons. They went to the playoffs. They played some meaningful baseball games. And he knows that the clubhouse is really tight-knit and fun. So he's seen what it's like here. So I think that he does want to stay here. I think that there is that. I don't think that it's necessarily a high bidder situation where even if an X team offers more money or more years, or ultimately he wants to be with the New York Yankees. And he's trying to use that as leverage. Hopefully the Yankees can be able to bring him back. You know, nobody's going to be happy with the deal that is signed, if it is. But if the deal goes to 7 or some crazy number, I won't lose sleep over it. Will you? Let me know in the comments. I think that one part of the team that's not talked about enough with the Yankees, and yes, they got WinQuest, Rule 5, and they did some things. The thing that's not talked about enough is the bullpen. Yankees lost a lot of games in that pen last year. Now, Bednar will be here for the whole year. Doval, I think, honestly, will be better, but he's very inconsistent. You know he's going to have that. What's going to happen with some of these other guys is the question. I think that the Yankees should also be looking to add some bullpen arms. I would like the Yankees to add some high velo arms to that pen. But who are they going to add? It's presently constructed. The Yankee bullpen, as per Fangraphs, has David Bednar, Camilo Doval, Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, Paul Blackburn, Brett Hedrick, Caleb Ort, and Cade Winquest. I think the Yankees need to do better there. High velo arms would be important, but I think that if they add a starting pitcher, then you can use one of these starting pitchers as a reliever. Whether you want to go ahead and put, well, Yarborough would go into the pen to be good, to be a good long man, a spot start for you. You know, he did the same role that he did last year. I don't know because of the walks. I don't know if Luis Hill would be able to go into the pen. Will Warren, I don't know, he has way too many blow-up innings. I'd like to see him for another year as a starter after his rookie year. And even further down the line, I think that Clark Schmidt, when he does come back, I don't know if he'll come back as a starter. Depends on the needs of the team. But I think they could bring him back as a reliever, and I think he would play well out of the pen. But let me know what you guys think. Another guy that is a free agent out there, speaking of the bullpen, that I think would fit the Yankees really well, would be Seranthony Dominguez, who's a free agent right now, pitched pretty well when he got traded over to the Blue Jays. Had a good year last year, 3.16 ERA in 67 games. He had in 62 and 2/3 innings, has 79 strikeouts. Did a little bit of a walk issue, just a small walk issue, allowing runners and things like that. But altogether, just looking at his baseball savant, he's read in all of the right areas, high percentiles in the areas that matter. Doesn't get too many chases, but he does strike out guys in the zone. Barrel percentage and hard hit rate are where you want them to be. He's not a ground ball guy, but he's more of a strikeout guy, and he does play in the higher velos. Averaging about 97.7 miles per hour. I would take a nice strong look at Seranthony Dominguez for the bullpen. Right now, he's getting interest from the Twins. I'm sure he'd like to be in a playoff race because he loved what happened last year with Toronto. Toronto could always bring him back as well. But let me know down in the comments, man, what other free agents or out-of-the-box players, whether they're on other teams, it could be a starting pitcher, it can be a reliever, it can be a position player. Let me know in the comments. I'm thirsty for anything to sink my teeth into. Be nice, my friends. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and we're gonna have a lot more regular uploads. And whenever news breaks, you already know that I'm gonna be on here right now. Like I always say, guys, make sure you guys keep your pinstripes on and stay pinstripe strong. I will see you guys later, all right? Peace.